It's like you have two different girls in Halloween.
wants-
It's either like the hot girl or like the one that just looks like complete shit.
And
I
you
love
always
that
look
one.
like the one that looks like complete shit.
Exactly.
Hey, let's talk about some trashy TV.
Jersey Shore's always it.
Jersey Shore.
Still Jersey Shore.
Hey, so how did you guys get to be the poster couple for conservatives?
Hey guys, we've got an awesome episode ahead with Brittany and Jason Aldean, but please bear with us like the first 10 or 15 minutes. Tully's mic is cutting in and out.
I was standing on it. My
Yeah,
bad.
there's a conspiracy theory.
Or
that
was
Neil
Kalo
cut
on
it out.
It
No, it
Neil.
was my fault.
It was Neil or Kalo. We're not sure.
Kalo
Anyway,
unplugging
I
it
take the
secretly.
blame.
Or Tell.
Bear with us, guys. It's an awesome episode. Can't wait for you to listen.
Here we are, the power couple.
It depends on who you ask, buddy.
Exactly.
It's true. Actually, I just told you, Jason. I read it this morning. It was like, you guys, next year, 10 years of marriage already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
March next year.
Draft.
They said it wouldn't last, babe.
I know.
A
Whole
lot of people
decade.
said it. A lot of people said it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Also, you survived 10 college football seasons together,
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
actually,
which is really amazing.
That's amazing.
that's a big deal.
And I do want to get into that.
House divided.
I do want to get in.
That's right.
I want
Yeah.
to get into game day.
And
between these two.
how many national championships together?
Oh, don't.
Yeah, but
I mean, with you,
here's the thing. Here's the thing. I think
I'm not going to get a word in.
Britt went to Alabama. Neil, I need you to hush. Britt went to Alabama, and she's a big college football fan. Until Saturday's coming around, she doesn't care unless they win or lose. She doesn't watch the games.
Listen, I'm just very social.
Did we win or lose?
So if there's a lot of people around, I
got-
just get
somebody's gotta
distracted.
Somebody has to.
I
I know you. I know.
And somebody's got to watch the game, which is me. So
Well, I've witnessed some Saturdays on the road, though, where you guys
It's pretty heated.
were it was tense.
Yeah.
Where did the kids lean? Have
So-
you?
That's a great question.
There's real. The problem is I'm so outnumbered in this family that everyone teaches them go Bulldogs. So I'm just
Nobody
so
says go
no one's
go dogs. It's
Whatever.
not
This is
Bulldogs.
going to be great.
And so I'm so outnumbered. So that's what they've known for so long. However, I wake up before him. So for all these years, I always get the kids dressed.
That's dirty.
Hold on. I don't believe that you wake up before him.
I know you guys find that hard to believe.
You're not an early riser.
Listen, I do set my clock for 7:30 these days.
Well,
That doesn't mean I get up at
Hey,
7:30.
that's pretty good.
that is.
Listen, for
7:30
me,
is
it
pretty
might
good.
as well be
No, it is really good.
4 a.m. That's 4
Jason
a.m.
just
for
has
me.
this talent where if you let him sleep, it's endless.
Yeah.
Like it'll be 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and you're like, "Is he alive?"
Oh,
like
it
I have
used to be back in
check
the day.
his
Dude,
pulse.
you got
Dude,
meet
you
and
got a
greet.
show.
Yeah. It is unbelievable.
I know. So we used to have this guy that used to work for us named Fritz, and he was like our production manager or whatever, and he was with us in the early days for years. And I remember one day he comes into my bus, he goes, "Peach, you got to wake up." I go, "What time is it?" He goes, 7. And I said, 7? He goes, "Yeah, p.m." I was like, shit. All right. So, yeah. So I love to sleep, man.
I will say though that when we came to Tuscaloosa, right at that show,
Yeah.
I was so one. You bring us out on stage was epic, and we talked about that on the last podcast. But the fact that stood out to me, and Brett, you were there, and just so complimentary. But you, Jason, you hung with us right up until the time you went up on stage. And I'm thinking, and I'm not a singer, but if I'm you, I need like 20 minutes before time. I need some Elvis time, like in a room by myself.
Well, Jason also doesn't do any vocal exercises or anything.
There's never been a vocal exercise.
No, that's what I'd be Barney Fife in a closet.
You'll never hear me in the dressing room. Me. I don't do all that stuff. So I go in there every night, whether you guys are there or not. I go in, hang out with the guys. We hang for an hour and a half, whatever it is, before the show. And so when you guys come, I mean, it's like you're just kind of part of the crew. You know what I mean? And usually about 15 minutes. We need about 15 minutes to kind of get wired up and get ready to go. But
It also depends who's in there, because if it's a bunch of
That's a good point.
riffraff,
yeah,
then we don't want the riffraff.
Sometimes we call them a heavy hang, but you know what I mean.
That's a good one.
Well, it's true, but if it's your boys, then it doesn't
That's
matter.
the boys. It's great. It's like you just talk and hang out until showtime, and then it's just like go up at night. Like we know what to do. We've been doing it forever. So
Yeah, that's right.
Well, and the last time Jason, was here, and we were talking about, our first podcast. We talked about how the song came to be. Second one, Jason came and we hung and talked about his experience and all the bullets he took, for that song and everything, and just kind of wondering. It's so cool that you've come, also because totally different perspectives. What was it like for you? Like, did you experience?
Yeah,
backlash
I mean,
from that?
I've been experiencing backlash for a long time as far as like politics go and all this,
You're no stranger. to
I'm no
controversy.
stranger
You pull up,
to.
you pull up
day one.
You Google your name and it's just,
It's terrible. Don't Google my name. It's the
from
worst.
day one, it's been she's got thick skin.
I have really thick skin, but you know what? My sister was really mean to me growing up. So,
Hey, shout out Cam.
It's a
I
blessing.
mean, I love her, but she was.
she must be an Auburn fan.
Oh, she's a Carolina Tar Heel. So yeah, but no, she. Aside from that, when we start our whole situation, when we got together, that was tough. I mean, I took bullets for. I still take bullets for that, and
Which is crazy because
which is crazy.
it's
but-
what a great story. Two beautiful children,
I
which we'll
know.
get to shortly.
Yeah.
But it was incredible. So you're out there this last summer, and summer was crazy. It was the song was
Yeah.
everybody was going crazy.
Yeah.
So your perspective on it every night.
Well,
It's a little different. You're looking at the crowd.
yes. Yeah.
But she also went through, all the early stuff that we all did, like the pushback from everybody. We wanted to put the song out. I mean, she's the one that I kind of talked to about those
Right.
things, and so she was there. She knows all the ins and
I
outs of
just
it from the beginning.
look at it from a somewhat of just a regular American middle class perspective. And I think when you think about the blue collar worker, all these people who are not living in California in this liberal land where people, have security guards and they have gates and they have all these are the people that are making decisions or controlling a lot of things. And so it's almost like you have to morph into the mentality of just the common man and how they're feeling and how, they're perceiving everything that's going on. And I think Try That in a Small Town was such a reflection for those people that don't have a voice and a lot of people who can't speak, because if they do, they'll be let go from their job or whatever it is. And I think it was just unbelievable, which obviously you guys saw such success from that. And rightfully so, because you're speaking for a majority of America. So seeing it, we all being on stage every night and singing that song, it's tear-worthy, honestly, because everybody, I mean, over every other song, which you guys have amazing songs that you perform, over every other one, the phones come out, the flags go up, the hands go up, the people are just in awe and so thankful. You can just tell it really touches everybody in the crowd. And so watching that from front of house every night is really unbelievable. It simply is just across the board about morals and how people should act.
That's
And
what I
how
said,
it
right?
isn't perceived that way is kind of wild to me.
As soon as people try to tear it down like they do these days and make it, this other thing, people are like,
It was really awesome to see y'all's fans rally.
I'm telling you,
not
they
the-
tried to kill it. They tried their damnedest to kill
They
that
sure
song, and
did.
the fans would not let it die.
It was
They
great,
over
man.
they took it over the top.
Mhm.
And it was all because of the fans.
Yeah, and
that's
then
right.
and Brittany, this to you, for all of us, we wasn't sure if we're gonna have a number one party. We have.
Oh, Kelly, please. Don't be ridiculous.
Because of the
crazy.
song?
Because like we talked about last time, you have public. It's country music, but it's also it's corporate.
Yeah,
corporate
for
American,
sure.
right? And so people are sometimes not gonna wave that flag and have a party for that. And you were concerned about it, and you told us in Tuscaloosa that you were going to throw a party,
Right.
and you did at y'all's house, and it was no small thing, It was the
Kelly, the Aldean, let me tell you something.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, right.
You don't. The Aldeans know how to throw a party.
Nobody does it better.
That's
Nobody
Before,
does it
I don't
better.
want this point to get lost. It wasn't just a number one party. They had the words out. The Try That in Small Town, Billboard Hot 100 all lit up and party lights. I'm a sucker for party lights. I love party lights. But then in the Tomahawk steaks, You know, that it was engraved in the
I
bone.
remember
Try
this.
that in a small town. In the Tomahawk steaks. Oh, okay. Well, we've made it. We've actually. But anyway, thank you so much for doing that.
Well, you
did
guys
that.
deserve to be celebrated, and I think sometimes.
Speaking of those steaks, I'm still, yeah, go with it because. So at the end of the party, which is epic, I had it to go. I was supposed to go. I was very excited. Took my steak. DJ Silver.
That's not surprising to
And
me
mine
at all.
too. And what did you get? Because I know it was the same thing I got.
Meatballs.
Oh,
Now the meatballs were good.
Silver just jacked.
They were good.
But I'm forgetting about the other party a couple years ago, the My Kind of Pool party. It was, 2 years ago?
Yeah, we might
It
do
was right
another
after
one.
we moved in our house. I don't know. We just wanted to throw like a
No, that was June. That was July 4th party, and then then we did the My Kind of Pool party.
Was that the actual name?
My
Was it
Kind of
on the
Pool
invitation?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know. I just know there's a bunch of people at my house for like a week to set up this thing.
That's the thing.
And it's
These
usually
parties,
epic after it's over.
these parties are never just a one and done situation because a lot of my friends and family are out of town, so they're coming in for it. Oh, it's like a 3+ day event.
So you go to the Aldeans for a party, you go, and the first thing you do is get an IV. And you do that, people there with it. This is for those of you listening. This is a party. IVs, and then you start.
Yeah.
And this is coming from us who have,
And the parties have segments.
I'm already out.
No, you're in.
No,
you
I'm
just
out.
don't know it yet.
I'm out.
That's awesome. What man, you guys both as a couple are so freaking funny.
Oh,
You know,
thank
like I watch all the things that y'all do. The Donald Trump stuff, and you get. I mean,
We love
really
Halloween.
freaking hilarious.
Thank you.
Like,
the Halloween
I mean,
stuff is epic, right?
It's epic.
feel like I
Y'all
get
spend
talked
a
into that
ton of
Every year.
time.
By
I
who?
will say-
Brittany? She's the one talking to you?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go over the Halloween stuff.
So
Okay.
in
I
Halloween,
see Brittany all over that stuff.
But she takes on the worst roles. Like,
I love them.
she loves that stuff.
It's like you have two different girls in
She
Halloween.
wants-
It's either like the hot girl or like the one that just looks like complete shit. And, I
And you
love
always
that
look
one.
like the one that looks like complete shit.
Exactly.
like in the Joe,
I
the
love
Tiger King you
yeah,
were.
Tiger
Oh my
King.
God, it was
I couldn't have been Carol Baskin. I had to be the boyfriend.
Don't ever stop doing that stuff.
Thank you.
What's your favorite? What's your guys'
But
favorite?
it starts in like August. She's like, "What are we gonna do for
Well, yeah.
Halloween?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I keep waiting on like
Well, 'cause
somebody to do something stupid."
That's the thing. It's current events a lot of times.
Right.
So it's just like, who's going to do the next
I'm like,
stupid
"What's
thing
gonna
that we
happen
wanna-
with Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift?"
My favorite's Tiger
That
King.
was a good
the
one.
Tiger King.
Tiger King was, I think,
Was that the OG? Was that
That's the OG. That was the
Okay,
first
yeah.
one.
That was the original one.
That was the original. And then it was
Kenny and Dolly.
Kenny and Dolly.
Is that the first gay guy you've ever dressed up as?
That was me. Oh, he
you-
was, yeah,
no,
yeah,
he
he
was
was.
the gay guy.
When I tell you, listen, well, yeah.
you were.
No, but
Well,
listen,
Yeah, you were a tiger.
I will say about Jason, he will put up a little bit of a fight, but then
he's all in.
then the day of,
When
he's
I go
like,
in, I'm
"Man."
in. But the whole time leading up to it, I'm like, "This is the dumbest shit I've
Ever.
ever seen.
But
Nobody
then
cares about
I go,
this."
babe, at one point of the
And then I
video,
get the
which is my
makeup on, and I'm
favorite
like,
part of the whole
Kinda
video,
looks cool. I don't
But
know.
they do care.
they do care. And I said, we're rolling around and we're going to make out on this driveway. He goes, we are. I said, we are. And he,
Mama jumped on top of me and started rolling around.
we started
You just got to
rolling
go with it.
as two men, and
I
he
couldn't resist.
loved it. And I
Well,
had my
you
fake
looked horrible.
teeth. Oh my God, it was
That was a good one. On the Trump one, you had to get permission, or you called him, right? Did you?
I just wanted to make sure I wasn't gonna like. I
don't
said
think
it
you can
to,
hurt
like,
his feelings, but-
soon as-
Yeah,
I was like, man, I just want to make sure this isn't offensive to me. It's funny. Trump's my homie, but you know, I guess they showed he thought
He
it was
laughed.
great,
He thought it
so
was
it's great.
It was-
so.
yeah, it was good.
But not enough people see the side of you guys because it's nightly on the road.
Well, they don't. I think as artists, like for me as an artist, man, like I was talking about this the other day. It's like we never get a chance to like show personality much. You know, you show it on stage a little bit, but like we never get to go to a talk show and sit on the couch and talk, and people get to see our personalities. Like, hey, go up and sing a song, and you're done. And hey,
It's an
thanks for
alter
having me,
ego.
and then you're out. You know,
Yeah.
And so you know, it's weird, man. I've been in the business now for 20 years, especially us. Like, you know, I feel like people don't even really know my personality, but especially I feel like they know it more because of her social media stuff.
Well, and that's by design a little bit because you are really funny and you're kind of clever. But you're also an asshole.
I know that too.
And I feel like that's important for people to see.
You call it an asshole. I call it
honest.
I'm honest to the point. If I see somebody beating around the bush, I'm like, man, all right, listen, cut the bullshit. Here's what he's. Just say it like this, and let's move on.
This could turn in. This could turn in because he wasn't supposed to be here tonight.
Yeah, we should let people know
Jackson
that,
wasn't
right?
supposed to be here tonight.
Yeah, they just happen to have this microphone.
Yeah, look, this was supposed to turn into a Aldean roast.
We didn't know we didn't know you were coming. I said, "Are you coming?" And
Well, I didn't know if I was. I just found a babysitter right before we got here. So
Yeah, he's not a good texter. I'm like, did you tell the boys? Yeah, yeah, that's fine.
he let us know about 20 minutes before.
Yeah.
We threw a mic up. Oh, well, look at this.
Yeah.
it's what we do. You guys have known me for 25 years. You know how I work.
Mm-hmm.
Spontaneous.
Well, hey,
Last minute.
And Jason, almost 11 weeks ago to the day our baby Lucy at y'all's show said, hey, my wife's pregnant and everything, and Jason's like, shots, you know. And so
we always celebrate everything.
I know it, no, but it's so cool. And
Going to a funeral, shot.
In honor of.
Kind of a celebration of life.
No, in honor of, that's true.
It's a celebration.
No, but we were talking about
want people to celebrate when I'm done, man. Just like I don't know.
My uncle
roll some
did that.
videos, like have some fun, drink a little bit, bury me next to her. I'm good.
Yeah.
That's one thing.
No, that's what we were talking about our wives now. How blessed we are to have them and having kids and everything. Talk about Memphis and Navy and what cool names, by the way. Like what could I have been if I'd been named Memphis or Navy? I mean, we got. I mean, I got two girls' names, Kelly, Lovelace. I mean, it's like it's tough for me. Got a Memphis or Navy.
Boy names.
Exactly. I love that song. I identified with that.
You have to love that song.
Yeah.
Trust me, there was a lot of swings and misses on Memphis and Navy. There was a lot of.
Oh, give us one. Give us one. Give us a couple that were the misses.
I really wanted Roman, and Jason said it reminded him of Tyrese and Fast and Furious. And
It reminded me of Roman Pierce, my man Tyrese in the Fast and Furious. I'm like, I don't feel like my son looks like a Roman.
I think he.
God,
Okay, well, you liked Boss, and I said, what if he's an assistant?
I wanted his name to be Boston when we called him Boss.
I'm like, but what if he's just
cool
not
too.
a boss?
Well, those kids though.
Diesel, that one you're like, he's gonna have to be like a big
I'm like, you're setting him
Havana.
up for.
Navy was almost
I
Havana.
love Havana. I still love Havana. I would have a
Havana?
child for that.
Yeah, that was almost her name.
I want to say how awesome it is to have a fellow Crimson Tider in the house.
I know. I'm so appreciative.
Yeah. I feel more comfortable tonight.
Why did you go
just-
to Alabama? What was that all about?
Well,
She
don't
threw it.
talk. Why do you get damn? So I grew up in North Carolina. This is because we differ on this. So I grew up a Tar Heel fan just by design. That's just by default.
I just want to say their football team sucks, by the way.
we talking about UNC.
Cannot help. I know.
She grew up
I
in
don't know
North
why I
Carolina,
love
Tar Heels fan. Their
Right.
football team suck.
That's
They're
what I
all
was
about
saying.
basketball.
Thank you. That's what I was getting to. If you'd let me. And so
Britain.
thank you, Kurt.
It's your turn.
I
Go
appreciate that, Kelly.
Go ahead.
So I grew up a Tar Heel fan, and but basically couldn't get into Carolina. Let's be honest. And that was a very hard school. So my sister went there. She's the brains. I'm the fun. You know. So,
You are the fun.
oh my God, my poor sister. I feel bad.
That's funny.
But
couldn't carry
I just visited a lot of schools. Georgia being one, actually. And
We don't always make the right choices in life.
God bless the
it was
broken road.
one of the best choices. It was one of the best choices, honestly. So I visited them all and then fell in love with it. And I just had to go there. My parents were like, we can't afford this. I mean, it's out-of-state tuition. It's triple what North Carolina has the best schools. Wake Forest, Duke, Carolina. I mean, name it. Wilmington. Like, you could go anywhere. And I said, no, Alabama's the one. And I just got out a ton of loans and grants and all the things that I could. Roll Tide. And honestly, it was the best decision ever.
Yeah,
It
I
was.
agree.
I had
I agree,
the time
Jason.
of my life. Honestly, I had the time of my life. Just ignoring him at this point. And from the games to just the, I don't know, just the school spirit, everything about it. And it's truly like when people say you bleed crimson, if you go there, you do.
As a Tennessee fan,
Are you?
Yes, Tennessee fan. Tennessee's on the upswing. Yeah, they're
That's fine.
they're getting better.
I think I'm allergic to
I've heard
orange.
that a lot.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah.
But what I did want to talk about is getting to we're talking about golf, is your charity fundraiser.
Yeah, so we're actually going to do it again. I think we're just going to, it's the Freedom Classic is what it's called. And last year was our first year. And
Here's the hat right here.
I know, so awesome.
Look at you.
Freedom Classic. And
Can
so
we zone
it was,
in on that?
it
No,
was
we can't.
kind of just like a, let's do, so how did it, okay. Operation Light Shine was a charity that I chose after I released a clothing line basically, or like a shirt line. And so the money from that went to a local charity called Operation Light Shine, where they work with child and human trafficking, which is very near and dear to both of us. So with that, we morphed it into a charity event, and it was a golf tournament where a bunch of men came out and played golf, and we ended up raising $500,000 that night. Wow. $500,000. So it was such an amazing event, and it all went towards child and human trafficking, and multiple, countless children have been saved with that money, and it's just so awesome. We're going to do it again this year.
It's amazing. And then I wasn't there, and Neil wasn't. We played golf, a tournament because Herky Williams called us and said, "Hey, would you play this?" And I said, "Yeah, sure. We'll be there." And but I didn't know. I wasn't there the night before. But then I heard how much money was raised and the incredible auction items that you guys,
Oh yeah.
Dude, we were sitting there that night, and we were sitting at the auction, and Britt goes, "Hey, we should auction off our house in Turks and Caicos." And I'm like, huh?
No, okay, well, you forgot a line, which a vacation, a week of vacation.
That is a little bit different.
I don't know.
Totally.
It's like, she's like, "We should do this." And I'm like, and it's like on the spot, and I'm like, okay. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, but let me tell
then
you
that thing
what.
goes up, and it comes for money, and she's like, "We should do one in Florida or wherever." I'm like,
He's like, "Oh hell no, we're not doing
Pretty
the Florida
soon I'm
house."
going to be staying at Motel 6 because everybody.
I would have if he had given me the green light. I would
I
have
was like,
auctioned
"Let's go.
all our crap
Let's
off.
raise some money,
I would
man."
have just because I was, you're in the moment, you're raising money for kids, and it's just so exciting. And
Britt gets carried away.
I do. I'm like,
Yeah.
let me go.
went with the Aldeans.
She'll be giving people our cars and stuff.
I'm like, babe, what are you gonna? How much time do you have free this year that you can go and do these things for people,
well,
like
I
to
had
auction
my
off?
hunting season, but now I don't. All right.
No, and it was awesome. In our house in Turks, actually went for 2 weeks for 100 grand or something.
Growing up,
80
and,
grand or something.
Yeah, it was great, man. It was really
awesome.
cool, and
What a great cause.
yeah, it was great. Herky was a huge reason for.
He's good with it.
Yeah, he
He's
was
great.
huge reason for the success of that thing. So it was great, man. It was really cool.
We should
thing.
also.
Something we want to do every year.
Oh, for sure. I want to do that every year.
Somebody's house.
You gonna write with somebody?
You're twisting this.
I know, it's
twisting this
crazy.
all up.
No, I thought that's
I'm
what you
talking
said.
about performing.
I'm
with
giving up
somebody.
my house. You can write with somebody.
I feel like you should do that. I really do. I'm with Jason.
Thanks, Caleb.
Yeah,
I feel like you should be involved in it, Kelly.
Oh, me too.
Like
Oh,
it.
okay. Well,
yeah.
that's different. Anyway, next topic. Hey, so how did you guys get to be the poster couple for conservatives? Like, how did that even begin?
I think just like kind of out of
Our
nowhere.
mouths?
And well, I think honestly, here's my thing on it. I think that no one really speaks, even though they feel it behind the scenes. Like no one says anything, which to us is really
Side, no one's.
no, yeah.
in the
On
country
conservative
music
side,
world.
on country music world in particular. Like I'm not really familiar with pop and all that stuff, whatever. But country music, the conservatives, which is a majority of people, don't say anything, and it's so funny when we go to an event or an award show or whatever when we're invited. But it's funny the people that come up to you and they're pat you on your back like, "Man, we love what y'all are doing. Keep it up." We're like, "We wish we could." It's like you can, but you don't. So it's fine. Thank you. Yeah, we'll keep it going. And it sucks because it's like,
but it's also like we don't expect people to like
That's
the
fine.
way we speak and the things we think, and if we voice our opinion on something, it's our opinion. It's not.
But
I
here's
don't
the-
expect anybody to jump.
that's
on the
fine. But here's the
bandwagon
thing:
or
for the
anything.
longest time, I did feel that way, and I do to an extent, kind of now. But at the same time, we are in such a good versus evil situation, in my opinion, and it is such a war on children and a war on things that are so important. I feel is like everybody's it should be their goal to speak in, like,
if you're ever going to speak, now's the time.
Now's the
You know what
time.
I mean?
And like, it's fine to not speak during COVID and all that, because it was a weird time, and the vaccines and all the things. Oh, I get it. We were speaking out about that, and that's fine. That was not
really new, you know.
right. But it was like, we just were saying our own opinion, and it was what it was. But now it's like just so blatantly obvious that the morals in this country have gone to crap. And it's like, how are people not speaking up more? So to me, before it was a little more lighthearted. It was kind of like, yeah. We're conservatives and we'll keep talking. But now it's like, dude, why are you not saying anything? Because this is crazy.
For some reason, people on this side of the fence, for whatever reason, feel they can't or they're afraid to, which comes back to my point about you guys.
Yeah.
Being out there, you know, giving them a voice.
Yeah.
You know?
I will, and I say this all the time too. I feel like God put me strategically in this position.
Amen.
Because I have really thick skin. I don't care, really. And I do care for some things, like regarding him. And obviously I want to protect him and y'all's everything. But, you know, I think I just have stopped caring to an extent where I'm okay saying these things. And also, with that being said, I'm not worried about losing a job. I'm not worried about like losing an income. And that is a blessing, because so many people who don't speak are worried about that. And that's the reason they don't speak, right? So I do feel an obligation with my platform.
Which is it's crazy that we're saying
in
that.
Like,
you can't have a voice. Everybody should have a voice, and no one should be afraid to lose a job or be.
But that's reality.
That's the reality of it. Which
reality, but it's hard to imagine. It's not like you're saying anything that's crazy.
Exactly, not at all. Like, I think those things to myself. There's some things I'll go down the rabbit hole with my friends or him or whatever. I don't put that stuff out on socials. I put out on socials facts and like what's happening or the border crisis or whatever's going on. And it's like, how dare you? You're a racist and X, Y, and Z. It's like, how? And then that's what stinks though about media. And this is what I've learned over all these years from our situation on.
But you guys
is
know
that
too,
the
like,
headline is always horrible. It's like, you know, when I went through my stuff with Maren Morris, it's like,
who? Wait,
What happened?
hold on.
Did you say
Was there something with Maren Morris?
Now wait a minute.
wait, is this a thing?
Did you say?
I'm not familiar with this.
Well, we're gonna pick
Who
up.
is this?
We're gonna pick
You can pick up there.
We're gonna.
But
pick
I'm
up there.
saying
But wait,
the-
I have to talk about Maren since you mentioned it,
Oh, okay.
because that was a nice segue.
He left again.
The Maren thing.
Yeah.
And it is so maddening to me and to us. They don't come after our friends. For one.
Nashville's very small.
It is.
Yeah.
So the things that maybe aren't in the media or people don't talk about publicly, there's a lot of behind the scenes talk that goes on in this town. And go ahead.
Well, I feel like a lot of it comes out in like the big, you know, it comes out in the New York Post or the LA Times, and it's like, you know, if there's something going on, and it's always got that LA or New York kind of spin on whatever the story is. But in reality, it's like, I haven't talked to any of those people. They haven't gotten my side of the story. They don't know what the deal is. They're drawing their own conclusions based off of.
Well, let's start by saying like what actually happened, which was.
This is good. This is what we want.
I haven't really spoken about it, to be honest, publicly, but
Let's go.
I haven't. So her, like, she's got a group of friends here in Nashville that they just have it out for me for whatever reason, which to be so like pro woman and all the bullshit, you're not.
Yeah.
Because I've never said a word to you and you come for me. Why? Because I'm an easy target, because I'm a wife and I don't have a stage as a platform, but I have social media. Like, for some reason I offend them. I don't know what it is. They had spoken about me on Twitter months in advance before any of this stuff
really?
happened.
So I
Yes.
didn't
This
know
was not the first time. And I was like, oh, whatever. I don't care. They can talk. It doesn't bother me. Thick skin, thank the Lord, right? I did a reel, and it was like basically saying like, I'm thankful for this girly life. Like, I grew up a tomboy. When I tell you, I only wore World Series shirts. Babe Ruth was my idol. I wore cleats to school. Like, I hated my long hair. I wanted it cut off because it was, you know, really girly. And I played ball, and and I went through this, which I'm so thankful for today, because I can play ball and I'm like very well rounded with stuff. I can dance, but I can also do all the other things. And I'm thankful that my parents didn't say, oh, Britt, you like sports? You love Babe Ruth? Do you want to be a boy? Like that
That's
is
when the
crazy.
shit hit the fan right there.
Now we're laughing,
Yeah.
but this is happening.
This is
But
actually
that's
the
essentially
because
what was said,
thank
and then
God
that got
that's
turned
but
in.
that's
Oh,
with
yeah.
so many females, right? They go through their tomboy phase. They should be allowed to do that and morph into whatever. Now, if they choose to, go on with that past the age of 18, that's a different discussion. This is children, okay?
Hey, thank everybody for listening, and we're so thankful for our sponsor. Original Brands is starting a new era in American domestic premium beer.
Amen.
American made, American owned, Original Glory.
Original Glory not only tastes great, but it's under 90 calories and only 2 carbs. Easy drinker and perfect for the active lifestyle.
Bring it.
Original Glory. It's a veteran-founded company with a deep love of country. Original Glory.
Freedom is worth drinking too.
So I just said that, like, thank the Lord my parents allowed me to go through my tomboy phase without changing my gender, because it's so common these days. And y'all, it was World War III at that point.
But they got
Hey,
mean.
dude.
They
Right.
didn't
But that's
like
the thing.
they
That's
didn't
right.
present another side.
They
of the
went
story or
directly
what their
for-
values were. It
Okay,
was like calling you names.
100%. Let me touch on this too. They called me Insurrection Barbie, which
What does that
whatever.
mean?
It just who knows really, but I guess it's just
No,
like
but
I'm
it's kinda
proud of
hot.
the insurrection, and I'm like, what'd you say? Kind of hot.
I was like, my girl's in camo, let's go, wearing lipstick. I'm in. Let's go.
So that was my new name, which I've actually I enjoy now. It's fine. People actually refer to me as that sometimes. It's funny, but so she called me that, and then she started to make fun of my business, which at the time was hair extensions. But to me, it's like, once again, going back to the feminist movement, right? Like, aren't you supposed to be about peace, love, and all inclusivity and all the things? Like, why are you coming for me like that about my business? I don't need to work. I choose to work. Let's do that too. Like, I'm a working woman who doesn't have to, who wants to provide for my children and my family. And that should be something to be proud of, like, not put down. So in that moment, I was like, I'm so sick of this. Like, she don't know me. You don't.
Yeah.
You do not
But
know
you
me.
still didn't go after her personally
No,
like they did you.
No,
which
I
really-
just called her Karen Morris because she was.
That's pretty good.
I mean, she was.
which was
weird.
That's good.
but that was
Britt's
brilliant.
assassin.
I mean,
She was
I'm-
saying
I-
that's stuff,
I am that's the thing. I can go for the jugular, but I have to remember.
like, what does this sound like? I'm like, you should probably rewrite that.
Like,
But
no.
Well,
the
well,
worst
and
thing
it-
about that was that you Google Brittany Aldean,
Mhm.
it's transphobic.
Which is why I have no respect for these platforms. Like when anybody wants an article
And
or
you
they want to
couldn't
do a
have said
photo, I'm
anything
like, sorry,
Further
but
from being transphobic.
Yeah.
exactly. Oh my gosh, my best friend's gay.
I was gonna say this. You
And
you
black.
might be the most inclusive person I know.
Actually.
It's
Like
yes,
honestly,
exactly. That's what.
Yeah.
That's when I read that stuff, I'm like, yeah, you guys have no idea.
no idea.
No, and you know
have friends
what?
all wired.
And I've always said I'll never use my friends as a pedestal that I'm trying to explain to people who are they're determined to misunderstand me anyways. I'm never gonna say my best friend's black and gay. I'm not gonna use him. Yeah, a lot of people do, right? And I would never do that. So I don't care what these people think. The thing that stinks is they took that situation and then all of the headlines, even to this day, it's like Brittany Aldean, who has in the past had transphobic comments. It's like, please tell me where one time it's been transphobic. Never, not one time. You'll never find it.
Well,
Because I don't speak like
well,
that.
and I think too, it's because you have your own brand. You know, it's not just because you're married to Jason. I mean,
Yeah.
you've got your own businesses, your own brand, and I think people are just jealous. And they
Well,
just attack.
here's the
They
thing,
just
too,
want
man.
More
I
attack.
don't know. I don't
Here's the
understand.
thing I've learned over the years is whenever an article comes out, so, you have these articles that come out that are kind of the main pieces. Well, all the little, the little side story places, they pick those up and they just print the same thing.
Right.
So if the goes, hey, Britt Aldean, makes transphobic comments, well, then you got 100 newspapers, little
Which
newspapers
really
that pick
sucks,
it up.
'cause, I don't
that-
ever want to be in a headline like that.
but
of
it
course-
comes from the bigger ones
exactly.
that they set the standard. They
They're
set
owned
the
by all
tone.
the same company.
Well, that's
Right.
the thing. But
They set the
how
tone.
are you saying
That's
that?
right.
Like, how are you in? Nothing about anything that was said was that. It was simply children under the age of 18, in my opinion, should not be able to choose their gender, much less have a surgery that is altering their life. let them make that decision when they're of age. If you can drive at 16, you can go into the military at 18, buy cigarettes at 18. You can't drink alcohol till you're 21. Why at 6 years old should you be able to tell your mom that
You can't buy spray paint if you're under 18.
See?
That's for real.
Yeah.
We're
If
talking
you
about it
speak out
sounds like
about
we're
it,
making
you're
it up.
nuts.
It sounds
It does. It sounds like you're living in a crazy world. Had you talked about this with like the same conversation however many years ago, we would all be going, there's no way.
There's no way. And what you're saying is let your kids be kids. 6 years old, if they say I want to be a dinosaur, you're not going to sew a tail on their
That's the
ass,
thing.
you know?
And that was my explanation.
True. I think mental health truly is a
Oh, for sure.
thing.
100%.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
I mean, I
Yes.
can speak kind of close to home on that. Like, that's a thing.
Of
But I
course.
think there's a lot of things where if you want to get led around on a leash and act like a dog, like you
Well,
just,
that's the thing. It's like these grown
you
men
just
that are like 50
looking for
who
attention.
dress as a female who are acting like a baby. You have a mental illness.
So, Britt, you have very, large social media presence, successful. Do you feel support? Like most of it's supportive. It feels like I'll look through your posts, and it feels like you got a couple stragglers in there
Yeah.
that want to
I'm
say
always
something.
gonna have that,
But it
and
feels
that's
like
okay. Yeah.
a pretty positive.
Yeah.
response to what
for
you
the
do.
most part.
it's taken a while,
It's
though.
taken a while. I mean, you have your random people, but for the most part, I
You know
mean,
where
the
the
people
crazies are? They're on Reddit.
I don't get on
I've
that.
never been on
Dude,
there.
I get on one thing, Instagram.
I've never been on there, and I refuse to because I don't want to give it the click.
Reddit's where the that's
But think about the people like that. What does your life
Well, yeah, I
entail
don't know how
that
they have that
you
much time.
have nothing else to do but talk shit about people that you don't know? That's weird to me. I'm like, I have kids. We've got so much going on.
Dude, it's like today before we got here, I went and played golf. I threw the babies in the shower. I'm like showering them both like a car wash, blow drying. She gets home. I like got pajamas on. I'm throwing them out of the house. Like our life is crazy, man. Like, you know what I mean?
But
Like,
it's just such a reflection of the people that are writing it. And it's like, you don't know me. And honestly, back when I used to dance for the NBA, this used to happen to me back then when like people were writing about me on forums that had never met me and said outlandish, crazy things. And I'm like, what?
you got that look. Like you look shady.
I mean, I must. I guess I do.
You got that look.
I guess
Like,
I
you
do,
got
but I just don't get on platforms like that because honestly, it's so bad for your mental health. And I talk about this with so many people that are in the industry because it really, honestly, this is crazy. I've kind of become the poster child for like strength on social media in a sense because I can't tell you how many women ask to go to lunch or dinner with me just to talk to me about how I handle everything. And
That's true.
it's true. Like I have to do it all the time. And I love doing it because I'll say this, when I came along in this industry, there was a lot of wives actually in particular who were terrible to me for years.
Like industry wise.
Like industry wives,
Guys
terrible.
we
Because
know,
they
you
just,
know,
they
different.
didn't like the situation, which is fine. And I understand that, but like mean, you know? And it's changed now. It's obviously morphed into like, we're together. We have 2 kids and it's completely different now. But since I've been through that, I will never treat anyone else that way.
Yeah.
And that's a big thing for me.
Yeah.
And so all these new wives coming in or new artists, female artists coming in, if they want to talk to me about that, I'm like so nice and want to be accommodating to them because it's hard. It's really hard to be thrown into a lion's den where people are going, you're too fat, you're too skinny, you shouldn't wear that, you should wear this. Like it's just constant and it really does take a toll because you start really questioning yourself and your self-worth and it's really sad.
And too, like when we started dating, it was like, we started dating like we were cool, like we want to do this, but she didn't really sign up for like all the other stuff. That
I didn't
came along with it,
realize
and she
how
didn't understand until we started dating,
crazy
and then
it
it was
was,
like
I don't
she
think.
got to go and see it. It's different. It takes a special person to like.
It does, and it took me a long time. Like the cameras in your face or people like you're mid-bite at dinner with your family and they're just like, trying to film you. That stuff is weird. I don't think you ever really get used to that. You get nicer. I get nicer about it, but like it's hard.
It's kind of in relating to your scenario. I've been divorced, and people are going to think what they're going to think.
Yes.
It doesn't matter what the story is.
Right.
They're just going to
And there's
think,
no
and
convincing
they
them.
make their own story.
Of like, yeah, they're going to make up their own story.
know?
They're going to feel their own way. Even if you said all the facts, you laid it out, they're still going to have their own feelings or narrative about it. And that's fine. And it's just not even worth like trying to fight your side of it. which is kind of frustrating because it's like sometimes it's like if you only knew, but it's just not even worth.
Well, yeah, but whatever that is,
Mm-hmm.
getting to the other side of it. Okay, so let's say you got a divorce, and which is a terrible thing. You know, that's not good. But
expensive.
You can be very 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 expensive, very expensive. Not a lot of wealthy people that have divorces, but nonetheless, you can be forgiven for that. You can be forgiven for killing somebody, you know, but still, you know, at this point, you have people come out and they just say these judgmental things. When I was younger, I was more judgmental, you know, because I was blessed, came out of a Christian home.
I was too.
And everything's great, and my world's great. And then if people did wrong things, they're like, oh, what a sinner, what a terrible person. The older I've gotten, you know, and I've went through life and I've experienced pain and hurt and loss and all the things, I am much less judgmental toward others.
Much less judgmental.
Well, most people have like their own things going on. It's so much easier to look at somebody else's situation and go, oh, well, look what they're doing. It's like, man, your life's a wreck too. Like, you need to be focusing on your own stuff, but like, you're too busy. Yeah, dude,
we all got our thing. It's just really hard when it's public.
Yeah, well, for us, it's very public, and so anything that happens, and what's most annoying to me is it's like things that aren't really accurate that come out in the media, and you're just like, man, I didn't say it like that. Like, I didn't say it. And then it's like, do I go out and defend myself and go, no, I didn't say that? Or do I just go, man, like, whatever, you guys believe what you want, man, but I didn't, you know, anybody
if
that
they
knows
do
me
their
knows
own,
that I wouldn't say the shit.
If they do their own work
Right.
and go back and read, which I will say with the Aaron situation, all those platforms had me headlined as this evil person. If you were to read the comments, I would say 99% of them were amazing.
It's really cool because you have a very distinct brand. You have a very distinct brand, and you have a brand together that is, and so I think it's just powerful too. It's like, I think people are threatened, you know, right now in this country. It's cool not to love America, it feels like.
I just don't know anybody else that would have done it, you know.
Well,
so
I will say
thank you.
this, while she's here, I will give her a lot of credit in a sense of like, you know, like, I'm outspoken. I'll say what I think and like whatever, but she is one that behind the scenes, like when I'm thinking stuff, like I talk to her about it, and she's like, I don't know, she's like my homie. Like, we talk about things, and like she's a big presence in like my mental sanity of going like, man, am I crazy? Like, this is what's going on, and like, can you please talk some sense into me? And like, she's a huge thing, and people have a lot of respect for her, man. And she's like a baller too, and will go out and stick her neck out on the line too. And that's, you know, I got a lot of respect for her and doing that, and just, you know, and also a lot of appreciation for her as my wife, just for me to be able to bounce things off of and like talk to about things. And because, you know, we're always on the same page, but it's just like, sometimes it's cool for us to be able to talk behind the scenes and go, am I crazy to think like I'm thinking this and people are making it seem that, like, am I nuts? Or
Sometimes you need, and I know y'all probably did too, because y'all all got a lot of heat probably for the song as well. It's like, sometimes you just need a little reassurance, especially like at home.
Well,
like,
people
okay,
make
this is
you feel
hard.
like
They
you're
make you feel like you're
crazy.
doing something wrong, or you're saying the wrong thing, or you're not supposed to say that, or whatever it is. It's really nice to have somebody at home that's like, no, you're rocking. Like, screw these people. You're doing great, and you're saying what people are thinking.
Hey, Britt, I don't think you realize that. I mean, to my daughter, who's, you know, almost 13, but she looks up to you in a sense that she sees you on social media, like standing up for what you believe in. And I think for young women and young girls, it's important for them to realize that it's okay to say what you believe, because in this society, it's not.
Well, you're being taught to be like scared. Don't get too far out there. But then you got somebody like her that's like, you know, and like she said, and I hate to say this because it sounds kind of douchey, but it's like, we're set, man. Like, if everything ended for us tomorrow, we're set. Like, we've been smart. Like, we'll be fine.
Yeah, which-
you know what I mean? And we're able to go out and say the things we want to say and do those things.
Which is what I was saying earlier. Like, we kind of feel an obligation to, because it's like, not many people are in our position. If we don't say something, all these people can't, like, we have to, because if we lose everything tomorrow, it's okay. No one really, not a lot of people are like that, and so we have to.
And that's why.
And we didn't want to get.
That's why
either.
everybody's thankful.
Well, here's
because
the thing,
you
too.
are
I think
you
a lot
are
of
set.
people did. I
No,
don't
here's
think
the
this
thing.
was like
we didn't want to
anybody's
get
choice.
political. It was like, dude, I didn't. I
That-
was not. I wasn't into politics until, Trump ran in 2016 or whatever it was.
And when else in time has it been where the person you vote for is such a thing? Like,
But
I don't
it's
think, I
also-
think it's like an unspoken thing for people. I feel, right? And maybe I'm wrong, but
I
maybe,
I also
feel
think
like
it's at a
that.
point now we have kids, and it's like you're looking at like, the bigger picture of
Yes,
things, and like
that's right.
you're like, man, I'm looking at myself, and I'm like, man, I'm closing in on 50. Like I'm not 50, but I'm closing in. So I'm like, I'm getting older. Like my
What's wrong with
kids are
50?
coming up, and it's like,
Nothing,
I want.
it's okay.
I mean, you think about how we grew up in the 80s to what it is now, man. It is way different. You know what I mean? Like, it is way. We used to go
yeah.
riding bikes
Yep.
miles
Unfortunately,
down the street. Nobody cared.
though,
You got a
I
hose
think,
pipe?
unfortunately, it's
Yeah.
all
No cell phones.
intentional,
It's just a different
You know?
deal, man. It's like, man, I just want my kids to be safe and like.
which is what every parent wants. And that's
Yeah.
at the end of the day, the try that in a spot. That's it.
That's
It's like,
that's the
it's
whole
every
reason
parent's-
for anything we ever say.
wants their kids to grow up, be happy, healthy, all the things. And so I feel like everything that's going on right now is going against that. And the parents, the families, and everybody's getting angry about it. And I feel like more and more each year that passes, people get more and more like open about like the way
I'm
they
very
I just
scared.
feel
of
like
them.
people
Yeah.
buy into the bullshit, and then after a while, everybody goes, "Oh, we're starting to see that that's bullshit." When everybody else, like for 5 years before that's going,
know it.
"This is bullshit." Like, we're
Right.
trying to tell you, like, but it takes your kid, like something happened to them, or like something for you to go, "Now I see it." It's like, man, we're over here just.
Hey, the divide is like, divide used to be like this, and now it's like this.
Yeah, but that was
Well, it,
yeah,
it
and
sucks to
you're
be
either
Divide and
here
conquer.
or you're here, and it's so vast. The divide is.
It
I
just
know.
sucks to be made to feel like you're the bad guy when it's like, man, in our mind, like we feel like we're seeing the bad and trying to like call it out and be like, what's going on, and then it's like you got this whole other side that's like, calling you racist or calling you homophobic or calling you all these other things. You're going, man, I just want what's cool for my kids, and like, I want everybody's kids to be cool, and it's just a weird time, man. It's a really weird time, and it's.
and
I don't know.
for those of
can't-
you out
can't
there
say anything
who
without
feel the
somebody-
same way, you're not
You
crazy.
Hey, let's talk about some trashy TV.
Yes, go.
I love trash.
Because listen,
Yeah.
we've known him for a while. We used to be on the bus with him, and back in the day, we'd stop at a truck stop. Right? We get
You
our
don't, you don't ride on the
DVDs.
same bus anymore.
We don't.
I don't like those guys as much.
Oh, it's like the Eagles. They got separate.
But it used to
jets.
be funny because Jason would get some of these horrible B.
That wasn't even reality TV, buddy. That was like just shitty
That's what I mean.
movies.
Horror movies that we'd
Devin's
never heard
Ghost.
of.
Yeah, he
But
loves
so
the horror
going
movies.
to you guys, what's
Yeah.
your go-to show right now?
Jersey Shore's always it.
Jersey Shore.
Still Jersey
I love
Shore.
But
it. Angelina,
Angelina, oh my
the
gosh. But
situation. all of it.
I love Summer House is my thing right now.
You've got me into that. Apparently,
So
there was a
good.
bunch of stuff last year with Vanderpump and a bunch
Yeah,
of stuff.
Vanderpump. Summer House is one on
Okay, I haven't seen
Bravo,
that.
and then Vanderpump.
I never watched the episode till last year, and I've watched every season. I know it because
It's so
I love
good.
drama, man. So if there's
Oh, we
drama
like,
going on, I'm in.
Southern Charm.
Southern Charm.
I never.
I'll-
would've-
my-
I
my
never would've
favorite-
thought. I'm
listen,
so disappointed.
listen,
I never would have thought.
My favorite show on TV, by myself, without my bride included, is Dark Side of the Ring. It's a wrestling
Now that is great.
documentary
Yes.
thing.
I've seen that.
It comes on Vice, and it is amazing, dude. It's like there's 3 or 4 seasons of it now, and it's awesome. That's what I watch. When she goes to bed every night, that's what I watch.
I know.
She hates it.
I'm an
but
early
it's-
bird, so he gets lots of hours.
Yeah.
The dark
Would
side
you
of the
guys
ring.
ever do a reality show?
We've been
We talked about it. We've been approached.
approached multiple times. Honestly, I don't know what.
It would be epic.
Only if
Just based on the stuff that y'all
only if we're
already
in control of it. Like, because to
Yeah,
me,
yeah.
it's
You'd
like
have to have editorial
well,
control.
and I say that for the reason because like I don't want like we have a great thing in our house, right? Like I don't want it to be like they approached us about a housewives kind of thing, and I'm like, man, they're just trying, like, it's just they want drama for you to be involved.
And that's
if
the thing.
it's centered around our family and we can control it and make it more about like us and our crew and like what we do,
Yeah.
I'll be more open to that. But
Here's the
just
thing for me, I love watching drama and other people's drama. I don't want it in my like I don't want to have to like I don't want to start arguments with my friends or these girls or whatever just for the sake of TV. Like that's just not my personality. I'm just not that person. So
all I can say is it's totally fake news.
Was that on purpose or accident?
My bad.
Well, but honestly, at the end of the night, you know, whether you're just a regular working person or people like you that are hitting it out of the park in every category, you get 30 minutes at the end of the night just to sit there with each other and say,
we try
hey,
to make it
here's the
more,
here's the
we
day.
try to make it more like the
hours.
babies. They lights out at 9 and I might last till 10:30. I
10:30,
try
Okay,
to
so
last
that's-
till
that's pretty
10:30.
good.
That's impressive, actually.
I try.
That's really
She's
impressive.
usually checking out. She'd rather go to bed about 9:30, but they go to bed about 9. So
No, when y'all are on the road,
we're on the road. She's out. Before the show's over, I text her good night before we even play.
yeah, I'm like, I will not be awake when you get off stage.
But then, like, you know, for me, dude, I go to sleep. You guys are probably the same. Like, I go to sleep at 2 a.m., man. Like, I'm up late. I like to, when the kids go to bed, that's my time. I'm like, all right, everybody's good.
Watch Naked and Afraid.
I can watch
I
some
love Naked and that's another.
Naked and Afraid's a pretty good.
Naked and
Yeah,
Afraid.
so-
I don't
or
know why they
Alone,
can't wear
Alone's good.
shorts and be afraid.
I don't either, but
I get it.
you
I
can't call
feel
it-
like they should be able to wear shorts and a
Naked
tank
and
top and still be afraid.
I mean, what is that? Who watches Naked and Afraid?
I do actually.
I know.
I watch it.
I-
I've seen every episode.
I have
man.
seen every
While I'm eating my
episode
sandwich.
to the
I
point
just
where
don't understand why they can't
To
have
the point
clothes
where-
on and still be afraid.
I'd still be afraid.
I'd still be afraid with clothes.
yeah.
I'm thinking those guys are so
All you
desperate.
guys do that?
Like
I've seen
why are they doing that? They have to be
Well, I
absolutely
Googled how
so
much-
desperate.
Well, they only get $5,000 if
Not-
they win.
I know. I'm just saying, who would
For
freaking
21
do
days,
that?
I think it was 4 the last time I checked. Because I was
Lana-
like, surely
Lana,
there's
Naked
got to
and
be.
Afraid.
Yeah, y'all are
Tape
next.
it.
Oh, and they were doing
Must be
couples, and I was like, babe.
Now, wait a minute.
No. You guys can't go on Naked
Oh
and
gosh,
Afraid.
no.
Wait.
God, no.
Why?
No,
I want you guys to go Naked and
I do
Afraid.
too.
No, you can't. No.
I'm gonna veto.
No,
They
that's
blur
not,
your things.
No,
Yeah,
that is not for you.
Nope.
That's not
Why?
for you.
Is it the
It's
bug?
not
You
for
don't think I can make it
it's
in
just
the
not for you.
wilderness?
Nope. It's
I
just
don't
not.
think I could. I don't eat pork or red meat. I would have a really hard time. I don't like to kill animals.
It's just
I
not-
hate the cold,
it's
and I
not for
really
you.
don't like bugs. But I'm gonna try.
It'd be the biggest ratings ever, though.
Would you really go on? Would you do
No,
it?
Oh,
no.
I don't think so. Because honestly, I would not go home on the first date. But maybe day 2. I'd be going.
Not go on. Could you do it around your own house?
That's what I said.
Yeah.
I told Jason, I said, I'm going to, this is so funny. I said, I want to do it in the backyard. We set up cameras, but we have the t-shirts on with the bodies, and then we just have to freaking wing it,
So hey, real quick. So
Damn movie.
So one thing you love and don't love about Jason.
Oh, geez.
Just one thing.
I'm not just love.
Damn.
No,
Dale
I
show.
mean, just have
I have
it.
so many things I could talk about.
Just have
Okay,
it.
the don't,
This is fun.
the don't love, honestly, my biggest complaint is his sleep schedule. See, it's just he's
sorry.
up all night and I'm asleep and then he's asleep all day and I'm up all day. So we just start. He's an owl. It's
Wow,
the craziest
Jason.
thing
I
we've
feel like
done.
I go to sleep around 3 and I get up at like
Whenever.
10, 11-ish. I feel like that's a money schedule. Then I'm up, I'm ready to rock.
Yeah, but does that change when you're not
The thing
touring?
is-
It's worse when the tour starts.
But
I need to sleep, man.
that's the thing. So
I'm just,
the problem
that's just my
is-
beauty rest.
The problem is we have children and they're up at like 7, so it just doesn't work out really well. And then I get a little snippy and the whole thing. Yeah. So his sleep schedule I would change, hands down. And then the thing I love most about him.
This is the good one.
Well, you're
This is the
thinking.
good one. This is the good one.
Hey, we'll be back to you in 30
Hey,
seconds.
we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with Brittany's comments about Jason
We'll
Aldean.
let her think about
favorite
that.
qualities.
We'll
I
see
need
you
a
on
few
minute
minutes.
and a half.
No. I'd say the most, honestly, just like we are each other's people. And I think because we've been through so much together that I know 100% of the time I can always count on him. So if I have any issue, whether it be here, there, everywhere, he's like, dial it, because I'm a little bit squirrely. I think I have like ADD things.
She's a little bit of the.
I'm just kind of all over the place.
He's got to be a great dad, though.
He's an amazing dad.
He has to be.
I know, but as far as a partner, like
I'm also like, hey, calm down.
He's calm, cool, and collected, and I need that a lot of times because I get real I'm a Gemini. I just get like heated and there's, you know.
He's like, hey, I got him. I got him.
We need to get Jason a T-shirt that says "amped up."
He will never get amped up. I always say this, like, y'all know this, you could gift him like a Lamborghini or something awesome, where a normal person would be like, what this is freaking amazing. He's like, that's cool. That's awesome.
That's what my wife says about me.
Never gonna get
Hey, but your birthday is the day before mine.
Yeah, they're
That's why,
Pisces.
baby.
They're Pisces, and I don't know, it's just like the creative, cool, like, I don't
You got to
know.
come with some thunder to get us excited.
Like,
All right,
what?
so Jason, we got so we got to get your
Yeah.
best thing about Brittany and worst habit, things that annoy you.
Yeah.
But what do you think? Like,
No, I think her worst habit is like she's like she gets a little high strung sometimes, like a little snippy about things, gets a little frantic, and I'm like, all right, chill out. So her best thing is like I love how passionate she is about things, like her people and like our family, and like also like if she feels strongly about something, it's like, you know, she doesn't care like what everybody thinks. Like she's gonna have her opinion and do her thing and be strong in that, and I appreciate that. She's a great mom and great wife, and always kind of like, I don't know, she just kind of goes above and beyond for everybody for their birthdays or for their whatever special occasion it may be. It's like
Our number one party.
yeah, it's number one prime example. It's like that have shit to do with her. She was just like, man, I want to do this for you guys, and like those kind of things. Like
She's
it's
a
just
very giving person.
very cool.
Both of you have your hearts in the right places, which is, I know why we all love you, and I think it's what attracts you to both each other as well.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to touch on the kids because we've kind of watched them grow up on the road.
Mm-hmm.
And Memphis is playing baseball now. Killing it. I mean, he's killing it.
He got a game.
No, he's killing it.
He did get a game ball
He
for
got
like,
a game ball, but
it was
most
like
improved.
most improved. It was.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Yeah, it was.
So obviously, I mean, I grew up playing baseball, dude. Like that's if there's something I love more than music, it's that. And it's like my one son, I'm like, I can't wait for him to play baseball. Season starts, we go to Florida, right? So we're in Florida for 6 weeks, which is, he went to one practice and
Like
then didn't
30
go to
minutes.
anything for 6 weeks. And then we're like, shit, we're home. So we threw him in a game for Easter. And then he plays a game. It doesn't go great. And then he got a game a couple days later. He does great, gets a game ball. We're like, all right, he's getting it, you know. And
Game
then
yesterday.
he got a game yesterday and hit the ball, ran to second, you know. So yeah, I'm
you would
like,
think, but-
damn.
but
I'm like, bro,
honestly, these
they call it first base because you got to go there first.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You would be so surprised though. These kids are good at this age already. Like he is. The whole entire team has already played before, so they've all
They've
been
been
together
playing for
since
3
they were
years.
like
This is their
a
first
couple
year,
years.
you know what I mean?
And so he's the only one, but we didn't have. It's actually a parental problem. I think we should have practiced with him.
We
more,
just should
considering
have been here. We just travel so much.
That's not it. It's just some of these
Jason
parents
problem.
are putting their kids in.
I know. I know. It's like, and I'm having a mom guilt. Like
she wants him to go out and be Albert Pujols, and I'm like, he's been to one practice and 2 games, and
No,
we've
I'm
hit with
having
him
a
in the
mom
yard.
guilt
Like, it
moment
ain't gonna
because
happen.
it's hard for me to decide right now because they're like homeschooled. It's like a homeschool hybrid, so we don't have to be here. So it's hard for me to not go on the road with you guys and like have them be a part of that and us get time with him and see the shows and like have those special moments because we're missing out on things at home like practices and games and stuff. And it's like this was the first year where I'm like, oh no, we haven't really had to be home before, and now I'm seeing his lack of practice like play out in a game, and I feel guilty for not being here more because
It is
it's
your
like
fault. It really is your fault.
I do feel that way.
Well,
so thank
to be
you.
fair though, but don't feel that
is-
guilt because
Yeah.
You should.
you know him watching his dad on stage is incredible too. I mean, and that's what
It
he's
is.
grown up around.
And he's
just
living
different,
such an
yeah.
awesome life. And honestly, like, this is only a moment in time, you know? Like, they're getting older, and the older they get, the
It's
more
like
they're
in-
going to be doing.
And
the
it's like in
less I'm
2
gonna be
years, he could figure out, man, I'm a baller basketball player. It ain't even baseball. It's like, he's a basketball. I'm like, let's just figure out what it is. Let's just get him and stuff. But she wants him to go out and be the best player on the team. I'm like, dude, he's
I
only
just
been to
played
one
sports,
practice,
so
bro.
I know, I get it, but I'm like, buddy,
You
first
got to
is-
go to first base first,
like,
man.
first, you know? I'm trying to be nice,
Hey,
but I'm
well,
like,
it's the basics.
yeah,
Well,
the
these
basics.
kids though, these kids are they're so amazing because they're so connected, and they'll come into our little hangout room for the show, and Navy's just
Oh my gosh.
she's just
It's child.
yeah, she's amazing, but they are so funny together, and it's
Oh.
really fun watching.
They're
them
they're like the
you know.
two old Muppets that sit up in the damn. Hey, you know what I mean?
Who's like who? Who do they take after? I know, but tell
Yeah,
everybody who
so-
they take after.
Memphis is me.
Oh,
Memphis
hands
is
down.
me.
He is just
Navy looks
sensitive and-
exactly like me, and Memphis acts like me. Memphis looks more like her, and Navy acts like her.
Yeah, so it's like Navy's my girl. She's
Navy's- Dude,
she
wait,
just is
I
hysterical.
gotta ask y'all something.
Yeah.
You're a good singer. Duet ever been talked about?
it's been talked about.
It's been talked about, but
Here's the thing.
I
She
know
would-
nobody
if
ever
she-
thinks about it, but I'm like,
No.
Is it ever?
Britt's an amazing singer.
I know,
She
I know.
really is an amazing singer. She sounds great. I think she's very unsure of herself and like a little. She just doesn't have that confidence to go out and blow it out, you know. And if we ever did something, she would have to go out and do it live, and I don't know that she's quite
Oh, she would.
ready for that yet. But
look, if I would get it together.
but dude, I know. But I mean, like she,
obviously would not go out there with my
but like she
in my hand.
No. But I'm saying, like, you get, like, nervous. Like, you
I
get
do.
nervous to
yeah.
public speak or, like...
Everybody does. Everybody
I
does.
know. I need
But
to do
she's-
The
more
nerves
of
are there.
it.
That's all that is fuel. That's
She's
all
a
that
great
is.
singer, man. Like, she's got a cool thing
I
about
know
what
she's-
she
I've heard her
does.
sing.
And she's just never done it the way we do it, right? So it's like, she did Idol, you know, which is...
I know.
You did that?
So nervous.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really was.
You did
but
a Josh Stone song, right?
I did Joss. I actually did like a bunch of different ones. They showed Joss. But yeah, I just like R&B and blues. Like that's just kind of my wheelhouse.
You did great and have a great
You know,
voice.
Yeah, I
thank
know.
you.
Yeah, it's really cool.
It looks
man.
like I think we're gonna have to write one for him.
Please do.
Right one in our
Even if we
wheelhouse,
just do
baby.
it for karaoke nights.
Oh no.
That'd
You heard
be
it here
great.
first.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I got horrible stage fright on Idol, but I was dancing at the time. Like I did MBA. So it was a little easier because I was used to being in front of thousands of people. So it was kind of just like a smoother transition. I've just been away from that for so long that it would take me a little bit to kind of get back to like,
What was
Being
you know
in
when so when you were on Steven Tyler, right?
Yeah,
And Randy
J-Lo.
Jackson, they were all in, right?
in Randy Jackson. Steven Tyler and Randy were. J-Lo was not.
J Lo.
No.
So it's been a thing lately, right? People are telling their J Lo stories.
Oh, is
For
it a
some reason, it's
thing?
like a thing that's
It was
trending.
horrible for me.
Do you remember when we met J
Oh.
Lo?
Was
yeah,
it
I
bad?
do. Well, we finished playing and we walked down shaking hands, and
Oh, God.
I walked up to J Lo, and she
When is this? Where were we at?
At Idol.
at
when
Idol,
We did
played
Idol.
Idol,
Oh.
and she put her hand out for me to kiss her hand,
Stop.
That's what she did
and
for both of us.
I did.
You gotta be kidding
I
Of
me.
course
did.
you're going to.
I did. I kissed her like
What is she,
the
the Pope?
queen.
I want to
don't know.
slap you
Jeez.
right now.
Stop.
I didn't know what
Wait,
I.
but
Well,
can
I
I-
didn't know what I was supposed to do.
can I
think
ask-
You should have given her a 5.
You should have sucked her finger.
That's when you do that.
But what?
This is
Yeah,
pre-COVID.
Yeah, I'll never forget it. That was awesome because she really didn't like me from the moment I walked in.
Of course.
And so I'm standing there, nervous as all get out. I'm sweaty. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm doing this. Like, mind you, there's 5 rounds before that, so I knew I had something that they liked, but I was just still so scared. And so I'm standing there, and I'm singing one, and then and then she goes, "Well, do a dance for us." And it literally, like, no music, like, because it said NBA dancer. So she was
Interpretive
like,
dance.
she's like, literally, you can
damn
imagine
circus monkey.
how I was like a circus monkey. How awkward. There's no music. I'm just sitting there. So I have to start doing this dance for her.
You did the dance?
I didn't have a choice. It was like a sideline dance. It was like a little something because I was like,
So awkward.
is she serious? So awkward.
Yeah,
but
that's
that
a
was her
bitchy move
intention.
right there,
Yeah.
buddy.
So anyways, at the end of it, I had this TMI, but like this strapless bra on that I pulled up, and they edited it to where they didn't show the dance, thank God, but they showed me just being like,
Oh, really?
and like straightening myself up, and it was kind of like a bimbo situation where I was like, the editing was so shitty for that. I wish that, but whatever, it's fine. And then she goes, I sing and whatever, and then she goes, well, hit a note for us. And, you know, and then Randy turns to her and goes, I think it was Randy. He goes, why don't you hit a note?
Did he really? She got catty with you.
It was bad. And he would basically like said the same thing to her that she said to me. And I was like, what's going on? I mean, I'm just like a young,
Have you guys met her since? Have you talked with her like since?
No.
You've never.
I don't think well, and that was the thing too. So when the show ended, one of the producers came up to me. He's like, hey, honey, we're really sorry. We really liked you, but she just did not want you here.
Seriously?
Yeah. And I said, it's okay. And I'm young. I'm like, it's okay. Like, it's no big deal. And honestly, I was fine. I was like, thank God I don't have to sweat this shit anymore. I'm fine.
Right.
But I also was like, dang, that sucks. Because honestly, I was the most excited to be there for her. I was like such a fan and excited. And she dances and sings and all the things. So I was like excited. And she wanted no part of me.
You blew her away.
She said, it's a no for me. We're like, yeah, no shit.
Hey, babe, but hey, let me tell you, we played a million showcases for record companies, and I could name you every one of them that said,
Yeah.
nah, no,
It's a
that's
no
good
for me.
So it just,
Yeah.
it is what it is, babe.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm fine.
Hey, it worked out. American Idol made us meet, which was great.
That's right.
Hey, guys, thank you. And unless you guys have something else, I want to.
Oh, now you want to wrap it up 2 hours later, Kelly?
Oh no,
Supposed to be an hour long, man.
no, we don't have to.
My babysitter just extra, but we're all good.
Just
Whenever you're done.
It is the Kalo show.
No, it's Neil Thrasher and Friends. That's what it is. But anyway, just thank you guys so much,
Yeah.
Brittany, Jason. Thank you so much for coming and hanging with us, have fun with us, and just talking about things that are important to people and Middle America. And thank you for recording Try That in Small Town. And we just want to keep that movement going. And for the listeners out there, you know, we are with you. We feel you, and just want you to be with us. You know?
That's right.
So-
Love you. Thank you for having us.